Back with my defective broker, the broker that defected on me. I mean, defected like they screwed up something. I don't know. Like, I got money in the account, and this is how fast I can trade with money in the account. I mean, can't even. Well, I can't. I guess I put too many orders in here. Let me delete something here. Got too many orders in there. But yeah, this broker doesn't let me trade fast anymore. So open a new account. I just did a whole video on them, blasting them, telling them that telling people steer clear. Not that I haven't got my money out of this account. They get my transfers out. It's just that my execution is so slow right now that I can't get any of these orders to. Let me show you here. So yeah, I'm buying this thing. This is just Euro's just on fire tonight. So it's going in 50 pip swings here. For instance, here's an order that's going to last about 15 minutes, I think. But normally that comes in. I mean, I could have put 10 of those in the time that just came in. So I'm getting back in at the market. I'm kind of building a long position on this 5-minute chart. So we had to come all the way back to this 4-hour top. Unfortunately, if you didn't wait for this trade, like I didn't wait because I was fighting with my broker, so I did some anger trading there. But this top here, this painfully obvious top, was nearly revisited. They came into the wick zone here earlier. So that was definitely the entry for the ride tonight if we can get aboard the long train. And this is what it looked like on the 5-minute. I just go to 15, it's a little cleaner. Yeah, so today's rollover started way back, or yesterday's rollover started way back here with, if you drew a trend line here off of that double bottom, you can see it break there, and you can just do the obvious ultra steep, unsustainable trend line. And then as you tumble down, you can start drawing these trend lines. If you draw the over-under, it's going to look like that. So there's your head and shoulders this way, and you just keep on unfortunately, you can't stay in drawing mode. I don't know how to stay in drawing mode inside of MetaTrader, but when this bottom became that top, and then the velocity really picks up on this thing, and it starts to cascade on itself. You connect that baby bottom there through about this. I'm not doing it too perfect. And then just keep reattaching up here through every bottom, doing projections. Of course, you'll last projections like this, which really isn't going to be able to happen too much. We seem to be holding the center line here. This is like your immovable moving average of price there. And just stretch out a little bit, make it a channel. And then, yeah, so tonight I'm thinking we're going to come down here, maybe retest. So I loaded the wagon on all these orders on this silly broker that just is like molasses trading speed. And this one here, I went flat, and I'm going to get in on a pullback here. Hopefully they're going to come down into my buy limits and fill me up, because we just made a bounce off of this. Actually, this broker's 4-hour charts are better than the other broker, just because this top almost became a bottom, where if you go to the other broker, the lame one, the one that I had a fight with, you didn't quite get it. Well, yeah, I guess you got it. You can scooch that up a little bit. Almost got the same closing price there. Yeah, so looking to break this dual trend line. May have to come down for one more retest before we go up, but it seems like it's itching to go up. And then as soon as it goes up, I'm going to sell it, because now that I built the sell side of this thing, I had a great trade earlier where I just placed in one of these spike strips, I call them, like say, of course this one's going to be pretty far north, but up here like this, and the market, damned if the market didn't do one of these, ba-bam. So I'm always dropping these orders in front of the market, anticipating that there's going to be this smash down into here. So if I start buying, it goes down 50 pips, and then I start buying for the next 50 pips, I can capture the wick and I can become the hammer so that when it gets back and becomes a hammer, I've already cashed out that whole bank. And I can also reload. So if there's a retest, if there is no retest, then I have to split the script so that, say it gets in like here, 100 pips deep, right? So it gets in here, the first order. The market's already dropped, say, 50 pips from here to here, but you know how they overshoot the runways, so you would always put orders like from this wick all the way down 100 pips. This way, market backs up, and you're not getting filled till they start stopping people out. And you have exits that are scalps within that 80 or 100 pip range. And then as it comes off the top, you've got some of these orders that literally hold on from this bottom all the way up to this, which that's what Forex typically does in auction. Like this, come down and grab all these, and then all the way up, actually more than 100% retracement. Off of that wick, it's like 5 times the amplification of that wick. Just like this wick here, 5 times down, whatever that wick is. So from the close to the end of the bar, that is the dynamic like this. And this doji here, and here is an inverted hammer of some type, or I guess you could say it's a bearish candle. But look at the whiplash off that. Like this big wicks on here. Jeez. So yeah, it's going to be a little bit of I figure, a up and down thing here. So I'm just in the scalp zone here of just this, say 50 pip range here, because it's going to have to get some gumption up before London opens to make it over the hump. If it even does, it could just melt down in one of these painfully slow grinds as it just goes slowly drifting down, because I kind of prefer that there's some spastic freak out news that's going to give the spike. And this way, even on a drop like this, where say your first order comes in at this bottom and the market plunges 30 pips here, 100% retracement. Now the kind of like make more money orders are still sitting there. So you're either going to have to sell into that, or you're just going to take the heat. You're going to just take the loss as it comes into the wherever the stops happen to be on the rest of that remaining script that's already been filled. And any order that hasn't been filled in that script will just decay at the time stamped on that whole bank. So you're good trading like this, your exposure is always reduced. It's very hard to blow up the account if you even overtrade this, because if you plop an order bank in like this, it covers 50 pips, and it's this situation where some of those are scalps and some of those are 5 times your money, some are 4, 3, 2, 1, some are at break evens. Diversification in every type of style of order and pip range and percentage. This way you're kind of just canvassing the area, you're expecting, and then when the market quiets down like it is right now, it's a little easier to trade the market. So I just buy one here and say, okay, I'm just going to buy one there. And then when the market's quiet like this, there's a tendency for the market to just spaz out. So just like when it's quiet here, this drift up, you start selling at the market there, or you could sell in a stop. I mean, you're in a 5 pip range there on a 15-minute chart. So this triangle fell out. There's a double bottom here, and as soon as that happened, you were coming back into this from back in here, and once it took this out, that was the entry that I like. Is you have a buy limit just beyond this wick, you get filled, and you make an easy 20 pips. And then of course, unless you sold this, you probably start buying at this wick, so you're underwater by 40 pips, but you've already made it 50% of it back, because the retracement has already come back to here within, well, actually you're only about a half a pip from where you got in. So if you bought this wick, first entry is this, and then you just literally grid it out all the way down 200 pips, whatever you can afford. more the merrier, because look, 100% retracement on that. It's only an hour and a half trade. So to me, that's the ultimate trade. Not to say that we couldn't come down here and take this wick out, fill another 40 pips of price, and then really go up. So that's a classic move, just like this one. If you go to the 1 hour, when this thing tumbled here, you fell down 3 hours, you bounced almost 50% of that, and then just another smash. But now I think we're gonna try to retrace back to home plate a little bit up into right here where the bottom dropped out. So that's where I'm gonna start selling again. So now that I'm double grid trading, before I just had buy limits in there, and I couldn't make as much money, because if you're gonna range trade it like this style, where you're gonna grid range trade it, for every excitement up, there is a climax, and for every excitement down, and that's the wick. And this is just really a spike system, because these wicks here are 20 pip wicks, so those happen in a flash. That's the 15-minute chart. So you can always be making money from that, because if you have a 15-minute script or a 30-minute script that's trolling in there, you're kind of just trolling, but you're never letting your line sit there too long. Anyways, I hope that's makes some kind of sense, but I don't know, that broker really got under my skin.